1,537, 1,538. At least this isn't as tedious as talking about life insurance. Well, you'll wish that you had it in the event you die. I mean, what if you were killed in your sleep by a wild pack of mongooses? Highly unlikely. When was the last time that you saw a wild mongoose in Pennsylvania, of all places? That's what they all say.
Oh no! I lost count of the grains of sand!
Unfortunately, life insurance doesn't cover wishing you were dead.
The finance geek.
Life insurance. The financial topic that people would rather die than talk about. This might be partially the insurance industry's fault. Aggressive sales tactics, shady pricing, vague explanations, and many other factors have left a bad taste in people's mouths. However, it can be arguably one of the most important insurances that you can get. Why would you insure your car and not your life? That would be like jumping out of a car in the middle of a safari to lead angry lions away from the now empty car to make sure they don't scratch the paint. Just doesn't make any sense.
Sorry, fellas. Put too much money in this car.
So what is it? And how exactly does it work? Life insurance is where an amount of money gets paid to who you name in the event of your death. It is the best tool for taking care of those you leave behind financially. Now, there are a couple of terms to keep in mind. Face amount, which is the amount paid to those you leave behind. Premiums, which is the amount that you pay for the policy. And beneficiaries, which are the people that get paid when you die. Now, why should this matter to you? It's quite simple. It's because you get it for those you leave behind. The insurance is not for you. It's like what the crab said to the lobster. Don't be shellfish. So let's talk about the different types of life insurance. There are two main types. The first is called term insurance. This is where you buy a policy that lasts for a certain amount of time or the term. So if I get a $100,000 term 20 policy, I have a policy that lasts 20 years as long as I keep paying the premium. This type of life insurance tends to be a lot cheaper than others, but depends on your health. Think of this as renting a house. The main point about renting a house is the roof over your head or the protection. However, there is no value building in the policy, but it gets the job done. The second type of policy is called permanent insurance, which are whole life, variable life, and index universal life. They all do the same thing in different ways. Permanent insurance is where you get a policy that lasts as long as you are alive and paying the premiums. So if I get the same $100,000 policy, this time there is no term limit. Just make sure you pay the bill. The biggest downside of this type is it's not cheap. So if you want this type, then make sure you have enough money to buy grandma her Christmas present. Think of this insurance like owning a house. The main reason you get it is for the roof over your head, the protection, but this type, you build equity within the policy, which is called cash value. So you get an added benefit. Cash value can be used to pay your premium, take out a loan at a lower rate than banks offer, and even supplement retirement income. I'm smiling way too much when talking about that. Finally, the big question. What should you do about it? You know, the earlier you get life insurance, the cheaper it will be. So you could make an argument that everybody should get it. However, if you're married, have kids, or bought a house, or have a large amount of debt, then you should get some. Period. Trust me, if you get hit by a stray meteor, your family will thank you. Not like you'll be able to hear it or anything, because you'll be dead, but maybe they'll thank me for telling you. Now, if you do decide to get some, use this formula. The minimum you should get is funeral expenses. This varies, but $20,000 should be good. Then enough to take care of any debt that you have. That way nobody needs to worry about it. Then from there, you can add more depending on what else you want money for. That's completely up to you though. Maybe you'll want to pay for your kids' college, pay your parents back for all they did for you, or just send a big bag of phallic objects to those you don't like. That's completely up to you. Think of it as having a big cushion underneath a window in case of fires. You want at least enough to catch you. If you decide to make it big enough for other people, that's your call. That's our show. Remember, there's only two things that are certain: death and taxes. And if you listen to me, maybe you can see a return on both of them. See you next time. That's our show. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider following. And if you think we can assist you in any of your financial endeavors, please feel free to contact us. Our information is in the description below. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.